So there's this PR. So one of the issues, well, maybe not issue, but a challenge that we have today is that the only way we can expose the routes.txt for the tenant is by placing a robots.txt file on the file system of each site or globally. And the challenge with that is that there's no easy way to modify that file per tenant. So I added an ability to drive the content of the robots.txt file through settings by using middleware. And so I just want to kind of go through it real quick and show what I have done, and we'll review the design because Sebastian requested that. So if we go here, so now we have a new setting. If you under this SEO feature, you'll see this new setting. It goes under configuration, there's settings, and then SEO, and that will take you to this page. So in this page, there's a couple things that are set by default, which is add rule to allow all robots, and then disallow admin routes. And those are on by default if you do not have a robots.txt file. So this is a default. And then at the bottom here, there's also room where you can add your custom rules. If you have special rules, we're not going to create a checkbox for everything possible out there. So this right here will be up to you to add. So with this settings right here, if I go to my robots file, as you can see, it's generated based on my settings. So if I go to here and I remove this and refresh here, and boom, they're gone. If I want to allow robots to access my admin, I can change that and this will go away. So it's all basically configurable here. And this right here is part of the SEO module. So as soon as you enable the SEO module, this is available automatically. However, there's sometimes, or some people might already be using robots.txt file. So we can't really overwrite what they have. So if that file exists on your file system and the static files provider feature is enabled, we're going to take that file and ignore our settings, because otherwise there'll be a breaking change. So to show you what I have here is I actually created on my file system for this site, I created a robots.txt file inside the www root folder. But I don't see it right now, and because I've disabled that static file provider. So if I enable this feature, static file provider, this will read that text file. And if I go in here now and I refresh this page, you'll see that it's reading the text file that I have on my local system, not my settings. And this is what I have in my file system file. So if I go to right here and I refresh this page, now I'll get a warning, because we want to let people know, hey, the reason why these settings are ignored because this file already exists on your file system. So in here, if you refresh this page, you'll see this warning, and then you're like, okay, I got to go and delete that file so I can take this, which is a better way of doing it, I think. So if I go and disable it, so we can take on our settings and refresh it. So there you go, the file is gone. If I refresh here, it's taking my settings. This is all good. Another thing that we took it a step further and added rule for sitemaps. If you go and you enable the sitemaps feature, then now, and you go to your settings, you'll see a new setting that popped up here. So you see right there, there's a new settings called include all sitemaps. And this setting is only available if you have the sitemaps enabled, because otherwise it makes no sense. And so what this file does, it checks all the sitemaps that you might have, and if any exist, it'll automatically include them. So if I actually pre-created sitemaps just for the sake of this demo. So if I go under the SEO here and I go to sitemaps, you'll see that I have two sitemaps, one of them called first and the other one is called second map. So if you click, well, maybe not here. If I click edit, you'll see this file is called first-sitemap.xml, and then the other one it's called second.sitemap. And then we take it one step further because we have site indexes as well. A site index allows you to group more than one index. So instead of you exposing multiple sitemaps, you can have a sitemaps with all your indexes, or a sitemap index with all your sitemaps. So in this case, I actually create a sitemap, and if I click inside of it, you'll see that this index, that sitemap, include my first, it contained the first sitemap, but it does not include the second map. And I did that on purpose just so I can show how it's included in the robots file. So we don't basically include the site index multiple times. So because I enabled this feature, and in my settings, I have this option selected, which is include all sitemaps, which is checked by default, by the way. You can go in here and refresh, and you'll notice that your sitemaps are being included. But we only see the index, and we only see the second. We don't see the first sitemap. And the reason why it's not here, because it's already included in your site index. So because first is included in the site index, there is no need to add it here. So if we go back to the sitemaps, and we decided to update this index, or disable this index, right? So let's disable this index, and we go here and refresh. Now you no longer see your index, but you see your first and your second sitemaps. So it just, it's a nice way so you don't have to manage the robots.txt file automatically. This is all automated just because we know sitemap really should be included in your robots.txt file unless you chose otherwise. But by default, this will be the default behavior of the site. Yeah, so this is everything. So the implementation, because I know Sebastian said he wanted to talk about it. So currently what we have a robots provider that allow you to, using code, to add anything that you want to the file. So for example, if you have a module that wants to disallow to a specific route or disallow to some resources, that can be done very easily by implementing the iRobots, and then you can say disallow whatever I want. And so during the if that feature is enabled, we'll automatically understand that you were trying to disallow access to something, and then we will add it here. And then, like I mentioned, on the top of it is that part of the settings that you can add any additional rules that you really wish. And this is optional, so if you want, you can add it. And if you decided, you don't want sitemaps, you can disable sitemaps, and then they'll go away. So that's all I have. Let me know if you want to look at some code, because I know you mentioned you want to look at this, and or if you have any questions, comments.
So first, the stupid comments, which is you have an SEO tab. Why isn't it called robots under the SEO tab?
I'm sorry, say that again? Say that again?
You have an SEO menu item on the admin instead of a robots menu item under the SEO menu item.
Correct. And that's because SEO is part of the sitemaps. And this right here is a settings. So under settings here, we have all the settings listed right under settings. So that's where that goes. And then, in the future, we can add anything SEO related to the settings here.
Because settings. Yeah, but sitemap is not settings.
Correct. But this only becomes available if you have, this right here. Wait. So if you close the settings, hang on, let me close this up, which is settings. Okay. So now you'll see there's the SEO. Wait. Now I'm confused. Hang on. Let me close this up. Okay, let me go here. Just to navigate away. Wait. Okay. So it's closed. Now you go in here. I'm not sure why it's even showing up. It should only show up if I go to settings. That is weird. Yeah, I'm not sure. I have to look because it should be under settings. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there it is. So if you close the settings, that settings SEO goes away, but then you have the SEO, which is sitemaps.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
mean,
a
it's
technical, it's SEO, it's in settings because technically it's a settings thing, but under SEO we don't have setting things. Now it's like, that's weird. I think it should be under SEO robots, whatever kind of things it is, even if it's some kind of settings, it should be under SEO robots. So you have SEO robots, sitemap, whatever.
True, but what if we want to add other SEO settings to it, right? So this will be a general. I mean, in my mind, this should be called sitemaps, not SEO in here.
Okay. So that's the first weird thing. And then technically, so the include sitemaps in robots, this is implemented in the robots feature or the sitemaps feature?
Which one?
When you go to the SEO for robots.
This one is implemented in.
Go in the SEO for robots. Open the page you created, the settings.
Yeah.
No, the settings. Include all sitemaps, the checkbox. Where is it coming from?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember. Let me see. I think it's part of the. Yeah, it's part of the sitemaps.
And there is a conditional feature that says if robots is enabled.
Yeah, see right here. If the SEO module is enabled with the sitemaps, we're gonna include that driver.
That's good to call it SEO because it's really just robots. It's not SEO.
Well, the feature exists already, and it's called SEO. So this is something we already have. It's called orchardcode.seo.
Okay, so there is and the robots implementation you made it in the same feature.
Correct. Yeah, because I think it's SEO related stuff, so that's why.
I would have created a different feature because it's really to manage robots. So it could be part of the module, but a different feature. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, yes, I get it, and I kind of thought about it, but in my mind, if you're opening SEO, Robots.txt is part of SEO. Like if you're trying to optimize your site, right? Part of it is SEO.
It is part, but do you have to? Like, I don't want you to manage my robots. I just want to enable the SEO, some SEO features that maybe are called, I don't know, something. I don't know about SEO, but like inject meta tag for title. Okay. But I don't want robots.
So yeah, but part of Robot.txt is recommended for any site, right? Whether you want to do SEO or not, because that's how you can tell the robots whether to.
But do you want the management UI for that? Maybe you just want the file and you're fine with that. Like, yes, you want a Robots.txt file. You don't care about the management UI in Orchard. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, with a feature, because now you have to enable SEO feature, and then if you want to robots, you can go and enable robots. I mean, it's all. I don't know. I disagree, but if that's what you want, I can change it.
I'm just trying to understand. Do we have other features in the SEO module?
Here's SEO. No.
And what does it do today? It's just SEO meta. Blah, blah, blah. So there is no feature. Okay.
It provides the part. Yep. And yep, exactly. You can attach and you can control what you want.
So that's the reason for me to not have another feature because there is not a single feature right now. It would have been nice to have a feature for the, so we don't enable SEO, but we enable something called meta part or something like that, or meta tag management, and then that creates the parts and everything. So, and then we could have had robots and everything. Okay, good. So then the question, the checkbox. So it is part of the no, it is part of the sitemap. Then how is the UI integrated in the settings? It's a site setting with a group.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
it?
So
Okay.
if you go into the driver here, which is right here, you'll see that I'm using the same group ID as the same group ID used by the other module.
Perfect.
So,
and then there is a shape, okay, sitemap robot settings. And then you have in this module, you also have a provider, iRobots provider.
yes. And that is right here.
Okay,
So this
and that
provider
looks
allows you to loop through all your sitemaps and include.
Okay, can you show the interface now?
That's it. It's just one method.
Okay, I will tell you to change the name for sure when you have the PR.
Say that again.
The name is not content ascent. It should be a verb. And
Okay.
Yeah, probably get content ascent for yeah.
Okay.
Like just
I can
minor
rename
things, but yeah. Awesome. It was good because you can configure the UI with anything, then it drives the provider. The provider is not driven by the UI on a explicit way. Like you could have a provider that just adds something without UI, like all the time. So the text, the one where you have a text box and you can add anything, it's a custom provider and a custom setting, also UI, custom shape.
Yeah, so that's another provider that we have in the SEO module here. And so right here, we basically check the settings. And if you say include all, we include this. And if you say disallow admin, we disallow admin. And then additional rules, there's additional rules.
Yeah, you have a typo, disallow instead of disallow. And on the settings, line 35.
What's wrong? I'm sorry?
35, disallow. There is a typo. You see it on the PR. 35, okay. Settings.disallow.
Disallow. Oh, yeah. I see. Yeah. Okay, I see it.
Something else also I'd like to see is in the UI, you have checkboxes like disallow admin or something like that. As a noob, I have no idea what add a route to the web robots is or add a route to disallow web robot. It's kind of already sufficient, but I'd like to see the hint text and the URL to some documentation on some well-known website to explain what it is and what it will add. Like in the hint here, you could actually write what will be added to the robots, like user agent : star.
Yeah, I just put ads that got it. Okay.
Yeah, just to know, like, because when I read that, even if I'm good, I might not understand what it will do. So I would like to see what it will add for the people who already know, and then maybe a link to explain why you need to do that or why you need to a documentation, something like that. Not our, but something online so people can read and understand what it means. That would be interesting. Like from MDN or Google or whatever, some very well-known documentation about that.
Okay.
Thank you. Perfect, everyone. Thank you.
No problem.
Good. So let me share again that screen. You can see that I was looking for what does the robots can contain, like sitemap, these things, you see the disallow, and the fact that then we could have multiple providers providing different things, like for media, hiding files and everything. So that would be great.
Yeah, exactly. And you can put all that into the custom settings. So that's what's nice, that you can actually do that still.
And a link to that from the UI will be nice. So people can read some documentation and understand what it means. And I also discovered that I'm not sure if it's just Google, but instead of the meta tag, we can have a header in the response also. Maybe it's not standard, so I don't know.